Hello there guys, welcome to another of my live videos. And the draw for the FA Cup semi-final has been done. Arsenal will play Manchester City. Of course, Manchester City have just beaten Newcastle by 2-0. Arsenal, of course, beat Sheffield United by 2-1. And of course, my club Manchester United will face Chelsea in the semi-final. Of course, yesterday night we beat Norwich 2-1 and Chelsea today beat Leicester by 1-0. So very, very good semi-final and all of that. It's going to be a pretty difficult game against Chelsea in the semi-finals. Like I said, we'll be looking to beat Chelsea for the fourth time this season because Solskjaer has already overcome Frank Lampard 3 times. We're beating them 2-0 at Stamford Bridge earlier on in the season. We're beating them 2-1 in the Carabao Cup. And we also beat them 4-0 at the start of the season. We are actually unbeaten against Chelsea since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer got recommended in. By the way, these ties will be played on the 18th and the 19th of July. But I've got to make an admission regarding Chelsea. They do look a much better team now. And I think, they have done very, very good recruitment so far. And, the summer transfer window isn't even open. Of course, back in February, they got Hakim Ziyech from Ajax for around 37 or 38 million pounds. They also recently got Timo Werner from RB Leipzig for around 48 million pounds. And Chelsea are looking to build on this. Of course, they try to get Kai Havertz. I think Ben Chilwell is their number one priority target. And Chelsea, have got very, very good players in their team. They have got Olivier Giroud. They have got Batshuayi. They have got Pedro. They've also got Willian. I think Willian is going to be leaving Chelsea, to be quite honest with you. They've also got Danny Drinkwater and N'Golo Kante. I think N'Golo Kante is a very, very good midfielder. They've also got Jorginho. They've got Azpilicueta. They've got Rudiger, who's a very, very good centre-half. They've got Callum Hudson-Odoi of Chelsea. So, they have got very, very good players of Chelsea. And I think, Frank Lampard has done very, very well with Chelsea. This is, being Frank Lampard's first full season as Chelsea manager. And he's inexperienced as a manager, but, Frank Lampard is gaining more managerial experience, as he, stays in the Chelsea job. Of course, Frank Lampard knows Chelsea inside out because he endured 13 years with Chelsea as a player. Obviously, before he was at Chelsea, he was at Derby. He began his managerial career with Derby, was it last season? And he progressed Derby to the playoff finals, I think, in the Championship. Did Frank Lampard. During Frank Lampard's playing career, obviously, he began his career at West Ham. Then he had 13 years with Chelsea. And then, of course, after that, he had short spells with Manchester City and New York City. Did, Frank Lampard and all of that. And don't forget, at one point, Chelsea did have a transfer ban. They did have a transfer ban. But I think, they got their transfer ban was upheld or something like that. But, they have done very, very good business so far. But it will be an extremely difficult game because, Chelsea are a very, very good FA Cup team. They really, really are. I'm just hopeful, that we can beat Chelsea. And I hope that Manchester City can beat Arsenal and it will be a Manchester Derby final. And that will be, a very, very good final in that. So there's a great chance, we can win the FA Cup. Like I mentioned to the FA Cup is a priority for us. It is a chance for us getting some silverware on the board under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. We have won the FA Cup 12 times. So if we can win it, this season, we'd have won it 13 times, then we will be level with Arsenal. Arsenal, of course, are the most successful team in FA Cup history at the moment. So, we will go level with Arsenal. Of course, Manchester City, they're the holders of the FA Cup, because they did win it last season. But yeah, like I said, the Europa League's also a priority for us because that's another chance for us getting some silverware on the board is the Europa League. And more or less, we are into last 8 because we are 5-0 up against Lask from the first leg. So like I mentioned to you before, if we could win the FA Cup and if, we could win the Europa League and we could get into that top four, that would be a fantastic achievement for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Manchester United, and it would be a memorable first full season for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and that. But even if we was to win at least one of them and get the top four, it would be still very, very good. Top four is definitely not a priority for us because we do want qualification for the Champions League for next season. Because obviously, it will help us have a competitive summer transfer market and plus will generate money. Recently, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was targeting a third place finish, but I think, we are going to finish the season on a high. We are unbeaten now in our last 14 games in all competitions. That's our best vein of form since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was the interim manager. We've got 7 games remaining in the Premier League. And I think, we can win at least 6 of those 7 remaining games. Well, we should do anyway. But Chelsea, is going to be very, very difficult. Like I mentioned, we actually, beat Chelsea in the FA Cup 5th round last season. We're beating them by 2-0. Chelsea, have had a lot of managers in a short period of time, because they have actually, sacked a lot of managers. Of course, they did have Maurizio Sarri last season. Maurizio Sarri only endured 1 season with Chelsea. He did get Chelsea to the League Cup final, but lost against City. But he did win the Europa League with Chelsea. Maurizio Sarri, of course, now is at Juventus. Before they had Sarri, they had Antonio Conte. Of course, Antonio Conte won the Premier League in his first season with Chelsea, but Chelsea decided to get rid of him. They also had Jose Mourinho. Of course, Mourinho had 2 spells with Chelsea. Now, I think he won 3 Premier League titles with Chelsea. They also had Gus Higgins. They also had Di Matteo. At one point, they also had Avram Grant, Scarala. They had Villas-Boas as well, don't forget. I think he won the Champions League with Chelsea. Chelsea have only won the Champions League once. They also had Carlo Ancelotti back in 2010. He won the double with Chelsea. So Chelsea, have had a lot of managers in a short period of time. Chelsea, I think, probably are going to finish in the top 4 this season. But obviously, if they don't, then Frank Lampard has got a huge predicament ahead of him. So Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is going to be going head-to-head with Frank Lampard yet again. But, Lampard, of course, is going to want to get one over Ole Gunnar Solskjaer because Lampard has not yet beaten Solskjaer as a manager and all of that. We are looking to beat them for the 5th time in total because we've beaten them 4 times since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer came in. As you all know, this game is at Wembley. Like I said, we haven't got a great record, at Stamford Bridge, by the way. Of course, we won there earlier on in the season 2-0. That was our first victory at Stamford Bridge in the Premier League since 2012. So, let's just put that into the equation. Yeah. But it is, going to be a very, very good game. It's going to be a very, very good game and all of that. By the way, your preview for the Brighton Man United game will be coming up tomorrow. That game is on Tuesday, 8:15 kickoff. That game is. You saw my match reaction for the Norwich-Manchester United game, didn't you? Like I said, it wasn't the best of performances from us. But, we did scrape over the line. Like I said, Solskjaer had made around 8 changes from the 3-0 win against Sheffield United. Of course, Odion Ighalo scored the first goal for us. And I think Odion Ighalo has enjoyed a fantastic start to his Manchester United career. That's now 5 goals in 4 starts for the Nigerian. We got him on January deadline day. We got him as a covered up to Marcus Rashford. Don't forget, he confirmed quite a few weeks ago that we'd extended Odion Ighalo's loan for a further 7 months. So he's going to be here until the end of January 2021 is Odion Ighalo. But with no option to buy him or there is no obligation to buy. So I think, after his loan spell with us, he will go back to Shanghai Shenhua with Odion Ighalo. But yeah, he put a very, very good performance out yesterday night. Also, too, our second goal came from Harry Maguire. He scored the winner in the 118th minute of extra time. I thought Harry Maguire had a really, really good game yesterday night. His composure was very, very good. He made a vital interception from Lucas Rupp as well. And I think he's enjoyed a very, very good season for us. Of course, we got Harry Maguire last summer from Leicester. We paid around £80 million for him. So he's the second most expensive sign at the club. And he is, the most expensive centre-half in the world. And obviously, Norwich's goal came from Todd Cantwell. But to be fair to Norwich, they put a very, very good fight up. They will be disappointed, that they conceded late on. But Norwich would have been happy, to be in the quarterfinals of the FA Cup because that was their first quarterfinal, since the 1991-1992 season and all of that. So, there you go. So that's all the latest news on that. But obviously in the game against Brighton on Tuesday, Solskjaer's going to make several changes from the 2-1 win against Norwich. He is and all of that. And obviously, earlier on today, I give you the list of talking points, from the game against Norwich. There was some good performers and there was also, some bad performers as well. Earlier on today as well, I confirmed with you that Manchester United have got to sell around 4 players to fund the move for Jadon Sancho. Now, reportedly, Borussia Dortmund have come out and they've said they want around £110 million for Jadon Sancho. And we've been struggling to meet Borussia Dortmund's valuation. Now, the Borussia Dortmund CEO has come out and said, that Sancho is not going anywhere. He said, that Sancho will be part of Borussia Dortmund next season, all of that. So he's ruled out Sancho making a move to Manchester United. But Solskjaer, refused to rule out a move for Jadon Sancho. Now, you had Christian Falk, the German football expert. He came out not too long ago and said that Dortmund will accept around £90 million for Jadon Sancho. We did say, we are willing to bide our time. We are willing to wait until Borussia Dortmund lower their asking price. But Borussia Dortmund do remain ruthless over their valuation. So we've got to sell at least 4 players to get Jadon Sancho on the board. And the players we are planning to sign in the summer transfer window, definitely Phil Jones. We are planning to get rid of him. This has now been Phil Jones' 9th season at Manchester United. He has been here since the Alex Ferguson era. I think he's injured at the moment, or was injured if he's injured now. But he has been mainly inconsistent. I think we have said that we want around £15 million for Phil Jones. We're looking to get rid of Smalling on a permanent transfer. Smalling is out on loan with Roma at the moment. We're also, looking to get rid of Jesse Lingard. Because Jesse Lingard, is very, very inconsistent. Probably, is the worst Manchester United player. Don't forget, he did start the game yesterday night against Norwich, but he was very, very poor with Jesse Lingard. Solskjaer did say prior to the game against Norwich that Jesse Lingard would have been starting, but Solskjaer did say that Lingard has got to prove himself. I think, we'd want around from 25 to £30 million if we are to sell Jesse Lingard in the summer transfer window. Jesse Lingard has got a year left on his Manchester United contract, but the club do have an option to extend it for a further year. And like I said, in regards to Jesse Lingard, reflecting on his status at the football club, he should be putting much more better performances out. He really, really should, because he has been here for several years. I think we're also looking to get rid of Andres Pereira as well. We're also looking to get rid of him because, he's very, very inconsistent. We're also looking to get rid of Alexis Sanchez permanently. He's out on loan with Inter Milan at the moment, is Alexis Sanchez. Don't forget, he did recently say that Sanchez will return to Manchester United next month because Inter Milan... because we are refusing to extend his loan at Inter Milan because Inter Milan have been in negotiations over extending Alexis Sanchez's loan. He did also say that Tottenham were recently interested in him, Alexis Sanchez. Inter Milan did get Sanchez on a 10-month loan last summer. He's enjoyed a very difficult time at Inter Milan because don't forget he was injured for a while. Don't forget Alexis Sanchez had a dislocated ankle and he was out for like 3 months. But despite the fact that he's on loan at Inter Milan, we're still paying the vast majority of his wages. I think we're paying like 300 grand a week. and Inter Milan are paying like the other £100,000 a week. But Inter Milan have got no option to buy Sanchez, or there's no obligation to buy. Sanchez has still got a contract with us until 2022. Sanchez did endure a difficult 18 months with Manchester United. We got him in January 2018 as part of a swap deal of Mkhitaryan going to Arsenal. And we thought it would have been an exceptional signing, but it didn't turn out that way because Sanchez failed to rediscover the form of what he produced in his 3.5-4 years of Arsenal. He also failed to replicate what he did at Barcelona when he was younger under Pep Guardiola. But it also did say that he will come back to Man United, but we're only willing to offer him a squad role. I think we're going to find it hard to get rid of Sanchez permanently, because his wages at Manchester United are like 400 grand a week, potentially rising up to 500 grand a week based on the image rights and the bonuses and that. So yeah, we're going to get rid of at least 5 players in the summer transfer window. I think we should also get rid of Diego Dalot as well, because I don't think he's good enough for Manchester United. Of course, yesterday in the Norwich game, if you'd watched it, Norwich got in behind Diego Dalot time and time again, and that was Diego Dalot's first start for Man United in a while. Before that game, I think he'd only played 67 minutes of football this season, but Diego Dalot has obviously had a few injuries. He is our backup right back to Wan-Bissaka. I think Diego Dalot's been at the football club now over 18 months. We got him in Jose Mourinho's final transfer window. We paid around £19 million for him from Porto, yeah. And he has got a contract with us until 2022 is the law. Mata, probably, he shouldn't start another game for Manchester United. Mata's, past it now. He has lost that yard of pace as Juan Mata, because he is aging up. Yesterday, he did start against Norwich, but I thought he looked off the pace. Looked loose in possession, give the ball away as well quite a few times, did Juan Mata. This has been now Juan Mata's 6th season at Manchester United. We did get him under the David Moyes era. We paid around £40 million for him from Chelsea, Juan Mata and all of that. But he still enjoyed a very, very good career with us. He still enjoyed, a very, very good career with us, as Juan Mata and all of that. But yeah, definitely players are going to leave Manchester United in the summer transfer window, so we are going to generate money that way. Don't forget, it recently said that we will release 9 academy players next week when their contracts do expire. But to be fair, Solskjaer has got rid of a lot of the deadwood since he got recommended into the football club. A total of 19 players have left Manchester United since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, got recommended in and all of that. But like I said, it's going to be interesting to see how Ole Gunnar Solskjaer approaches the summer transfer window. It's going to be very, very interesting to see. Now, I don't think, our transfer budget has yet been revealed. But it did actually, say quite a few weeks ago that, Solskjaer's going to be given around 269 or is it £270 million to spend in the summer transfer window. But Solskjaer, recently come out and made an admission saying that, he is unsure how much he will have to spend in the summer transfer window with the financial impact of the coronavirus pandemic. So, this is what he'd come out and said. But he did give us an update on our transfer plans. And he did say, we've got to spend money in the summer transfer window to compete with the likes of Manchester City and Liverpool. And Solskjaer had also told our owners, about his plans for the summer transfer window. Don't forget, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer had revealed his transfer strategy earlier on in his managerial career. He said, he wants to recruit young British talents to Manchester United. But to be fair to I have seen improvements under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I really, really have. We've definitely improved in the transfer market under him. So far, Solskjaer's recommended 5 players into the football club and spent just over £200 million. Solskjaer didn't recommend anyone in his first transfer window at the club. But in the 2 previous windows, he's brought 5 players in, and they've all been very, very impressive. Last summer he brought Daniel James and Wan-Bissaka and Harry Maguire. And in January he brought Bruno Fernandes and Odion Ighalo in. I think also two players have really improved under Solskjaer, especially, the top players. Our record against the big six sides this season's been very good because we have taken like 18 points against the big six sides this season and all of that. So, there is positives to take from his tenure. But Solskjaer has already said, he wants to make around 3 major signings or 4 major signings at the end of the season. I don't think, we're going to make 3 or 4 signings in the summer transfer window. We may not even sign anyone in the summer transfer window. But I did say, didn't I, next season, Solskjaer will have bigger expectations to exceed because our expectations next season will be to challenge for the title. It really will in that. And, like I said, this has been now the 7th season we have failed to mount any kind of title challenge up. Of course, we haven't won the Premier League since 2013. The last time we won it was in Alex Ferguson's last season and all of that. But, can we get our 21st title under Solskjaer? We are the most successful team in England at the moment. We have won 20 titles, 13 of them Premier Leagues and that. I still don't know if Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is the foreseeable future for Manchester United. Time will tell, but I would give him at least another season at the football club and give him at least a couple of more transfer windows, because Solskjaer is still in the process of rebuilding this Manchester United team. Solskjaer knows that he's got the backing of Ed Woodward. He also knows he's got the backing of the Glazers. Solskjaer's job is safe now at Manchester United. He was close to getting sacked earlier on in the season. He was very close to getting sacked earlier on in the season. Because obviously, earlier on in the season, we'd enjoyed our worst start to a Premier League season for 30 years. And Solskjaer was under serious pressure, but I outlined, a few of the reasons why Ole Gunnar Solskjaer didn't get sacked. And that was the signing of Bruno Fernandes and, reflecting on our record against the big six sides this season. So you can say that's what saved Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's job at Manchester United. But I was very critical of him earlier on in the season. A lot of Manchester United fans were very critical of him earlier on in the season. But, like I said, there's been problems at the club for several years. There's been cultural problems. I don't like the way the football club's been run. We've also been very critical of Ed Woodward and the Glazers for several years. Woodward's been with us since 2012. The Glazers have been with us since 2005 and that. And I think we have made mistakes in the last 7 years. And that's one of the main explanations why we've been so inconsistent. There's players that we've brought in over the years who we shouldn't have brought in. There's also players who we've brought in who did very well and who we shouldn't have got rid of. And just overall, decisions that have been made, just haven't been the right decisions and all of that. And, we spent close to the £1 billion range on players in the last 7 years. So, in reality, reflects on the money we've spent, we should be, where Liverpool are. But obviously, we are not. But yeah, we've got to give Solskjaer more time at the football club, and I hope it works out for him. Now, don't forget Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was recently talking about Liverpool. He did say that it hurts to see Liverpool as champions, but he did congratulate Jurgen Klopp and his players. Because I hate to say it, but Liverpool have been exceptional this season. Liverpool are now Premier League champions. It's their first ever Premier League, and they have ended their 30-year drought. But it is their 19th title overall, so they are just now one behind us. And I think, Liverpool will continue to dominate. I don't think, it is just a flash in the pan. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, did say, though, that Liverpool will struggle to repeat Alex Ferguson's run of titles. So what he's saying is Liverpool will struggle to dominate, on how we did, under Alex Ferguson and that. But we haven't dominated English football since the Alex Ferguson era. Of course, Ferguson endured 26 years at Manchester United, won a total of 38 major honours, 13 of them Premier League titles, including 13 Premier League titles, But he had 22 successful years out of the 26 years because obviously, Ferguson didn't win out in his first 4 years at Manchester United. So like I said, some managers do deserve time. But, was also very poor before Ferguson, because before Ferguson, we had Ron Atkinson, weren't good under him. We had Wolf McGuinness, weren't good under him. He only endured 18 months at the football club and only recruited one player in. And, of course, we had Frank O'Farrell. We got relegated under Frank O'Farrell. Frank O'Farrell, of course, got us relegated, I think, in 1974. So that is now 40-odd years ago. But since Ferguson retired, of course, we've sacked 3 managers, and that was David Moyes. Ferguson was ever at the fault for recommending him in, but the main explanation why Ferguson recommended him in is because he was both Scottish. Of course, we got rid of Louis van Gaal after he endured 2 years at the club, and of course, we got rid of Jose Mourinho after he endured 2.5 years at Manchester United. But we've lacked silverware as well in the last 7 years because we've only won 3 trophies since Fergie left. And that was the FA Cup under Van Gaal and the Europa League and the League Cup under Jose Mourinho. So we actually haven't won a trophy since 2017. Now, like I said, Tino Solskjaer has got big decisions to make at the football club. Decisions he's probably got to make for next season as well. Obviously, he's got a goalkeeping decision to make on David De Gea and Dean Henderson. We know that David De Gea is going to remain our number 1 goalkeeper for the remainder of this season. Maybe next season, he could remain our number 1 goalkeeper as well. Because Solskjaer did still say that David De Gea is, the best goalkeeper in the world. He did say in regards to Dean Henderson that Dean Henderson is not yet ready to become our number 1 goalkeeper. But Solskjaer did say that Dean Henderson, will become our number 1 goalkeeper in the future, and he also said he will become England's number 1 goalkeeper in the future, and that this has been Dean Henderson's 2nd season on loan with Sheffield United, and he has been Sheffield United's player of the season. But reflecting on what Solskjaer said, I think Dean Henderson could be loaned out for another season. The other loan spells that I had was Stockport, Grimsby and Shrewsbury. We got Dean Henderson from Carlisle back in 2011. We got him at the age of 14, Dean Henderson. And he has got a contract with us until 2022. But, Dean Henderson will only sign this new contract if he is guaranteed to be our number 1 goalkeeper. If he's, to be guaranteed to be number 1 goalkeeper for next season and all of that. What I said of in regards to David De Gea, he's had 7 good years out of the 9 years he has been at Manchester United, because David De Gea has been a liability in the last couple of years, reflecting on the mistakes he's made. But David De Gea is now approaching his 10th year at the football club, so he has been a long servant, but he is still regarded as one of the best goalkeepers in the world, reflecting on what he's achieved at the club. He's won everything he domestically. He's also won individual awards. He's nearly made 400 appearances for us in all competitions, and he has been here since the Alex Ferguson era. Left back, probably Solskjaer's got to make a decision on that for next season. We've got Luke Shaw and Brandon Williams at left back, but I think for the remainder of this season, Luke Shaw will remain our first choice left back. Maybe next season, Brandon Williams, could become our first choice left back and all of that. So Solskjaer's got decisions to make. I think we've had the youngest squad in the Premier League this season, and Solskjaer, has promoted the youth very, very well. The young players have been given their opportunities. Greenwood's been flourishing. Also, too, Brandon Williams has been flourishing as well. But there's some young players, that have found game time very, very difficult. Chong, he's found game time hard. James Garner, he's found game time hard. Angel Gomez, he's also found game time very, very difficult. By the way, we've got to make a decision on Angel Gomez's future, because his current contract does expire on the 30th of June, which is like, under 2 days' time now. I haven't read up about Andrew Gomez recently. I was reading reports regarding Andrew Gomez the other week, and he did say, we'd offered him another contract worth around £30,000 a week and all of that. So there you go. And don't forget, Ed Woodward had revealed the other month that our net debt is just over 429 million because our debt had risen up by almost 130 million pounds. Don't forget. And Ed Woodward, did say the other month that, we will remain competitive in the summer transfer market and all of that. Earlier on today as well, I give you the news on Jack Grealish from Aston Villa. The news on him. Reports are saying that Jack Grealish has told his friends that he's found a house to buy near our Carrington training base. So that means, Jack Grealish is closing in on a move to Manchester United. He's already, told Villa that he wants to leave regardless of whether they stay up or get relegated. But Villa have said they want around £80 million for Jack Grealish. But, Jack Grealish is one of our priority targets. But Solskjaer still wants to make more signings because he's already identified the areas in the squad where he does want to strengthen up and all of that. I was also hearing stories recently as well saying that, if we miss out on Jadon Sancho, we're looking to sign Kai Havertz from Bayer Leverkusen. But, yeah. But I think we have got a fully fit squad now, by the way. Apart from Jones and Tuanzebe, are they still out with injury? So your Manchester United Brighton preview will be coming up tomorrow. We should be beating Brighton, but there again, Brighton have done okay recently. They drew their last game 0-0 with Leicester. They recently beaten Arsenal at the Amex by 2-1, Brighton. Brighton have also got a few injuries as well. They've got Tariq Lamptey out. They've got Joe's Cuido out as well, I think. Adam Webster. And they've also got another player out with injury as well of, Brighton. I think probably their best player is Maupay. Also too, Glenn Murray is, quite a good player for Brighton. But we've actually, lost our last two visits to the Amex Stadium. So, we've got to be up for this game. So anyway, guys, that's everything to update you today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless you all again very, very soon.